fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? I am so excited for this video because we're going to be playing with the new BH Cosmetics Sweet Shoppe Pistachio palette. I actually was not going to purchase this because whenever these Sweet Shoppe palettes launched, I was in the middle of moving. I knew I couldn't film with them right away, and then there was so much hype, but I kind of wanted to buy all of them, but I didn't want to spend all that money. So I ended up passing on these, and I kept hearing amazing things about the green eyeshadow palette in particular. A lot of people saying that this one was their favorite, so I definitely felt really disappointed that this was sold out and it was not coming back. But one of my sweet subscribers, Kelly, commented on one of my videos and said that BH Cosmetics accidentally sent her an extra one, and she asked if she could send it to me, so I obliged, of course. I am so grateful that I'm going to be able to play with this today because of Kelly, so thank you so much. I'm really appreciative, and it is just such a beautiful little monochromatic green color story. I cannot wait to swatch these and put them on my eyes, so let's just go ahead and jump right on into that. No formalities today. I'm just like, let's play with makeup. So this first one here is called the Sweet Life, which, I mean, I'm not trying to get demonetized, but you know I want to sing the Sweet Life of Zack and Cody theme song. This one is a beautiful, just light, soft green, and then the next shade is called Dessert, and it looks to be like a soft kind of minty satin shade. That one is, like I said, a little bit more of a satin, so I could see maybe using that on the inner corner, or I think that could be a pretty face highlight. And then next we have the shade Treat, which looks to be a little bit more of like a teal satiny shade. And then the last super metallic shade is called Crunch, and this one looks like the most beautiful emerald. I mean, look at that. Holy smokes. So pretty. And then there are 4 different matte shades. So we have Soft Serve, which is kind of like a light kind of lime green. We have Guilty Pleasure. So there's what those two look like. Good pigmentation. They feel smooth. We have Nutty, which looks to be kind of like a true mid-tone green matte shade. Has a little bit more brightness to it than I was expecting. And then lastly is Cone or Cup, which is a darker, kind of really deep green, which I definitely appreciate that being there, making this palette a lot more versatile. I mean, look at that. You can see kind of blended out. It does have a really nice green undertone. It reminds me of one of my favorite shades from Colored Rain from their it was like their pressed pigments, and it was singles, but then they made it a palette. I can't remember what it's called right now. It might be Squad or Squid or something like that. There's the entire palette swatched. I mean, everything looks super beautiful. The mattes are really smooth. I would say of the shimmers, I'm definitely the most excited about these two, so let's just go ahead and do an eye look. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and start off with my Crow and Pebble eyeshadow primer in the shade Parchment to prime my eyes. I think I'm going to go ahead and start off with this shade right here called Soft Serve, and I'm going to put that into my crease as my transition shade. I'm just curious how bright this will be, because I love a good bright light green. Just building that up a little bit. I mean, I think it gives kind of pastel vibes. It's not quite as bright as some similar shades that I'm thinking of would be like the Friends shade in the Blush Tribe and Paulina palette, or the kind of chartreusey shade in the Juvia's Place Tribe palette. I think those are a little bit more neon, and this is a little bit more pastel. So I'm definitely needing to build that up, but it is blending pretty easily. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and take this shade right here called Guilty Pleasure, and I'm going to put that along the lower lash line. Ooh. I feel like these are appearing more pastel on the eyes than I was expecting, even from the swatches. But that shade is really pretty. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and take the shade Nutty with the same crease brush that I used before. I'm literally not even bothering to wipe it off. And I'm going to go ahead and put that right through my crease. Okay, good pigmentation. Blending right away. Oops, I just went into the wrong shade. My bad. But I like how that's looking. Just gonna go ahead and build it up a little bit. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and take the deepest shade, Cone or Cup, and I'm gonna dip into that with a pencil brush just to keep it a little bit more concentrated because it does look very pigmented. So I'm going to pop that right onto my outer V. Then just kind of creating the shape. Not worrying too much about blending right now. Oh, I forgot to say it, but I'm also taking that shade along the lower lash line a little bit. All right, I'm going to go into the crease brush I was using before. Just blend over that edge. I feel like it didn't completely stick to my outer V there, so I'm going to go ahead and add just a little bit more. Okay, I really like how that's looking. I'm kind of torn on what to do with these shimmers now and what to put all over the lid because everything is so beautiful. Oh gosh, okay. I think I'm going to go ahead and take Crunch and put that on like the outer half of my lid. I think I'm actually just going to go ahead and use my finger. Yeah, it's actually, I mean, it is a little bit darker, a little bit more smoky, so I don't want to take that in too far, but I do just want to have a little pop of that, so I think I'm just going to put that over the outer V a little bit. I mean, that is so pretty. That would be such a stunning smoky eye if you went in with Crunch all over the lid and then like the cone shade in the crease and just buffed it out. Sparkles in that are so pretty. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of the shade Treat and I'm going to pop that on the center of my lid. Is a lot more satiny, so it doesn't do as much for me on the lid. It's pretty, but I wish it had more sparkles like the Crunch shade. That's just my personal preference, but it's still pigmented and there's nothing wrong with it. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and take the shade Sweet Life, and again, just using my finger because it's easy and I'm lazy, and I'm gonna pop that on the very front. Ooh, okay. Did get a little bit of fallout from that, but I'm popping that on the front third of the lid. Love the texture on that one. Okay, so in the future, I'll probably use that shade with a glitter glue because, oh gosh, definitely got a bunch of fallout. And I don't think it's gonna want to wipe away. Great. Okay, last but not least, I'm gonna go ahead and take the shade Dessert, and I'm gonna pop that on my inner corner. I'm slightly annoyed at myself because I'm doing a foundation wear test today, and now I have sparkles all over, but it is what it is. Let's go ahead. We need liner. I'm gonna go ahead and use my Colourpop Prance Gel Liner, my waterline today. I'm going to throw on some mascara real quickly and I'll be right back. Okay, for blush today, I'm going to go into the Midas Cosmetics Dawn Face Palette and I'm just going to use this light pinky blush shade. I've been really liking this one a lot just because it's a really good natural shade for me and it blends in really well and it's not too bright where I have to be careful with it or anything. It's just a very easy everyday blush. And then for highlighter, I'm going to go into my Nabla Cosmetics Skin Glazing Highlight in the shade Ozone, which is just a really pretty kind of light, soft gold. Just going to go and throw that on the tops of my cheekbones. And then for lips, I'm going to throw on my Fenty Gloss Bomb in the shade Sweetmouth. Alright y'all, so this is the finished look with the Pistachio palette, and I have to say that I am definitely impressed. I love how it turned out. I felt like the mattes all blended really easily. The shimmers are very beautiful. I do kind of wish that the two shades right here, the more satiny shades, were a little bit more sparkly and a little bit more intense like the two shimmers on the outside of the row, but overall I do like it. I'm really happy to own it and I'm excited to play with it more. I think the shade Conor Cup might be my favorite shade in the palette just because, like I said, it reminds me so much of one of my favorite single shadows and it's just really great for deepening and adding depth to any green or blue look without it turning into like a black outer V, because the tones in this shade are just right. So I love how the look turned out. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you again, Kelly, so much for sending this to me, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.